traders, Mark here. Today is Thursday, December 14th. Okay, so today was kind of a wild day in the market. It was very, very choppy. It had some large moves and then consolidation, but even the large moves were followed by V tops and V bottoms. So today's going to be interesting to walk through. In fact, it's really been a challenging week in terms of at least what I do. So it's a good week to follow because you can kind of get a good idea of really what you might feel if you were trading. So I'm not going to walk through the rules. If you've watched videos on this, then you have an idea of the rules. It's pretty straightforward. So let's just go ahead and get started. Here's the market open at 8:30. I am green on my 5-minute and green on my 15-minute. You can see from the crosshairs across the board. So I've got to move into my green zone. I'd get long here, and that's clearly a loss. And then price moves down. I'd get long again here at 23.50, and that's a winner. Remember, I'm going for 10 points. So 33.50 was my exit. Now, I am inside of a sell zone on the 5, so I could take a short up here if I have a red zone, which I never get. So in order for me to take another trade, I need to have a red zone, which I have here, and I need to have a break below my most recent green zone. So here's my most recent green zone. At this point, I can take a trade. Now, look, I am also coming inside of, if you notice here, gang, both on the 15 and 5-minute, I'm in a buy zone here. And look at the move out of the buy zone. Unfortunately, I didn't get a setup down there, but it ended up being a very nice trade. And again, this is why I keep telling you guys, those 15 minutes and 5-minute zones would be great to trade patterns out of. So, my patterns that I like to trade are the money pattern, which is this pattern right here, or the weaker low. I don't get one. Okay? So, I'm not taking those trades at this point. I just haven't had a chance to test them, but that will be at a later time. Okay, so now at this point, gang, I'm red on my 15 and green on my 5. Now here's another example of a money pattern coming out of the 5-minute zone, and that one would not have hit a target. Oh, never mind. Yes, it did. So there would have been your target. Okay, so now I'm back inside of the 5-minute zone, and I do have never mind, it's not a zone inside the zone, so never mind, no trade there. And this is not a trade because I'm red on the 15, so that's unfortunately not a trade for me. Alright, let's see, I turn green at 9:15, which is, I'm sorry, 9:30 is when it turns green. 9:30 is when it turns green, which happens right here. So I've already busted through my green zone. So no trade there. Now I'm green and green here, so I would be taking a trade right here, and that's a loss. And then I'd be taking another trade right here for another loss. Or is it a loss? Never mind. Well, we'll find out. Looked like it was a loss right out of the gate, so I need 49. Yeah, it ends up being a loss. All right. So again, now I'm inside of a new buy zone on the 15-minute. I'm sorry, on the 5-minute. And I never get a green zone until down here. So I do have a zone inside the zone scenario right here. So I could take a trade. I'm taking a trade right there, and that gets stopped out. I take another trade right here, and that's also stopped. So there's 2 more losses. And in this trade, there's actually never a trade here, so no trades there. And fortunately, I don't catch that move, right? Look, the one thing that I've learned is I don't get get caught up in the details. I test the system and then I trade the numbers, right? Okay, so I am not green and green. You can see my 5-minute is red, so I do not have a trade here. My 5-minute does turn green at 10:40, which is right here. So my entry would be on this candle, and it's stopped out. So there's another loss. Okay, now I'm green and red, and now I have a 5-minute sell zone. So if I had a zone inside of a zone, I could be a seller, which I do not get. And right now at this point, my 15-minute is not red yet, not until 12 o'clock, which happens right here. Here's 12 o'clock, and I do have a trade here, and that is a loss. And it's just, again, it's just unfortunate how this thing's set up. It did not allow me to take another trade here, so I missed that move. And then this one actually never sets up for a short, so I never had a trade out of there. Now I am technically this 15-minute zone is still valid, and I'm also in a 5-minute zone. So let's see if something sets up down here, which it does not. Okay, so look at this right here, gang. Now I have this zone right here is inside of the 15-minute zone. So I do have a zone inside of this zone, okay? So let's see, I'd be taking a trade right here, which is a loss. Be taking a trade here, which is also a loss. And then I'd take a trade right here, which loses as well. And then I'd have a trade right here, for a loss. Okay. Price breaks down. I'm red across the board. Scroll this forward for you. So I'd have a loss right here, and then a loss here. So you guys can see this is a good week for me to be testing the system. And you can see again I am trading inside of the 5-minute zone. And then right here I get a zone inside of the 5-minute zone, but it never comes back for me to take a trade. Right? And then I get another one down here. And again, that's 3 ticks away. So I also had a red zone right here, which I would have had to take a trade from, which is a loss. And then no trade out of here. Then I have a red zone here, okay? But I'm not red on my 5-minute yet. And so there was no trade out of there. Okay. So this is a tough day, gang. So be 14 losses and 1 win. So this would be probably, so my largest loss day up to this point was 11 straight losses. So today is up there. So let's go fill in the spreadsheet. So here's the week so far. So now we're going to add 14, literally in one day doubled the losses. So now it's going to be at 28 and then 1 win. So here's what's amazing about this, gang. If you look at this win percentage, 15%. But I'm only down after commissions and after fees, I'm only down $186 per contract. How many of you can handle that? Yeah, I would hope so. And so my what I'm showing you guys is you're going to go through rough patches with your trading. It's just going to happen. You need to know what those rough patches look like. And the key to this system is the market has to move, right? And I'm going to catch those moves. And you can see the prior 6 weeks. So even with this week, which we still have tomorrow, I'm only one trade away from being positive on the week. But over almost 7 weeks and over 300 trades, still up 116%. Gang, that's phenomenal, right? All right, so now let's go take a look at the 12 range. You can see even the 12 range has had a really tough week this week. All right, where's 830? Here we go, 830. So this is not a trade. It only goes one tick above the high there. So I've got a trade here at 25 quarter. So that's a loss. And then that's it. Okay, so then I'd have a trade right here for another loss. Then I'd have a trade in this green zone for a win. Okay, I'd have a trade here, long, for a loss. I'd have a trade right here for another loss. Then I'd have, let's see, 27. Yep. I'd have two losses right here. I'd have a short right there for a loss. A short right here for a win. Then I would take it again right here, which would be a loss, and right there. So I've got two losses there. You guys can see that I'm literally combing through these, counting everything. So there's the day today on the 12 range. 9 losses and 2 wins. So let's add that in. So now we're at 25 and 4. Okay. So on this one, after fees and commission, so far, be down $480 per contract. And this is the first week I've been tracking this one. So it is down be 20% based on a $4,000 account. Okay. So we'll see what tomorrow brings on that one. Okay, gang. Now I want to. So I told you guys last night that I'm going to start going through a pair every evening on the L24 using the zones. So let's switch over. I'm going to end this video and I'm going to switch over to the L24. So I'll see you in that video.